segment part 4 or 3 or 4 with UC7 Private Investigations. I got to do some cut editing and snipping and clipping before this airs. But I am sending this to the United States Supreme Court just the way it is to let them know. When they deny Reg Chapman from Channel 5 News from him doing my news story because he knew Jill Clark and he knew how they politically attacked her and not one of her clients. This made me have to put out my own television production network station and help me have to get my public announcement and legal notice out the best way possible. So please understand and forgive any bloopers during this training process. But what I wanted to finish up is from the Synthetic Telepathy Project, from the silent talk with the Army and the military when they was giving all those universities those research grant money. Those are microchips and other illegal nanotechnology, smart dust, and other forms of liquid agents where it connects to your optical nerve. It connects to your auditory cortex. Some connect to the back of your nape and your spine. Some connect in your heart. But basically, they was trying to have soldiers contact each other through thought, meaning they could see what you see. So say like if you was in the middle of combat, you just look up and they'll follow you through your body because some of these chips have GPS capabilities and some of them have acoustic, so they can hear what you're saying, know what you're thinking, know what your whole process, or they can manipulate it as well. So be careful. But a lot of these projects went through Trovan, Verichip, Digital Angel, and they keep changing the name throughout the continents every time someone gets sued. There's also a project called MK Ultra, and it stemmed from the Soviet Union. It stemmed from the Hitler Nazi soldiers and scientists that got asylum in America. So when the FBI, what it used to be Bureau of Investigation as well, and the CIA and certain parts of the military, when they gave them asylum here in America, they was then, before that, doing the Tuskegee trials against the black, like I said, the administering of LSD and then illegally injected them with STDs to see how their DNA fights it off. But they knew the cure. They found it during that illegal process, but never gave it to the ones and the victims. Well, right after that, with the FBI and the CIA, they even got higher. After that, as LSD version of the MK Ultra project, they start taking Area 51 UFO sighting technology and the pyramid finding technology, integrating it because it was microchips. Some of them was called Armageddon software. Some of them was called crucifixion implants that connects. It gives like a holographic virtual insert of all the extraterrestrial and alien species that's been throughout the skies, the space, the sun, the moon, the stars, the universe's constellation galaxies, and all the other planets, because there's multiple species here, just like you find in the Atlantis. They keep saying Atlantis going to come back up. It's events that take place that keep making the things reset here. Well, during this process with the old MK Ultra project, those were some big, old school, ugly, nasty, deadly microchips that was killing people. Some of these weird, unexplainable objects was inside of me. There still is inside of me. They're moving around with their malfunctioning. Every time I try to go to the hospital, there's another one behind my nape area. And they feel it. The police felt it because I called the military, and the military sent the police, and I got that recorded. Even the guy said it does feel like silicone or something. You can feel the microchip. They refused to take it out, and this was done without consent. So my health I'm fighting for my health right now. And then not just that, my hair falling out, I'm having organ failure and problems, and they're attacking my children with this too. They put something in them through a dental surgery or through the umbilical cords when they were born. They pretty much been illegally experimenting on my whole family, but I got at the worst. But my little son, Daniel, because his birthday's so close to mine, they start doing him too. He complains of headaches. He complains of something stabbing him in his head. And every time we go to the hospital and try to get it out, they end up putting us on a legal mental health hold, which is illegal and prohibited. And then they hurry up and strap you and stick you with these Haldol, Haldol. Google Haldol and put links to MK Ultra. Basically, they put these liquid weapons of mass destruction agents in you to activate these microchips and these other projects they put in you, either through umbilical cord, through a surgery, through a dental, something where they had a chance to, you was unconscious, they snuck some products in you to illegally research and experiment on you. And that's not fair. My main concern is my grandfather, Leonard Johnson, Barbara Hall, and Curtis Hall was murdered back in February of 2002, 2 months after my 21st birthday. I am part of that, one of those Agenda 21 research victim rape Illuminati babies that something about my DNA when they raped me on that technology, when they raped me with that technology, it gave them some type of access to a lot of that technology they wouldn't normally been able to activate, been able to use, been able to hurt other people with, and it's pretty much causing a lot of my nervous system to have health issues and problems and shut down sometimes. I'm doing this for me and my children. When these case numbers in Minnesota just came about, who I just served, the 4th Judicial District and the 2nd Judicial District, do you understand those were political gag order cases? Basically, when my family was trying to get my lawsuit back in Indiana when I was little, something happened. Too many politicians in Hollywood, jerks, had more connections back then. Reagan, Bush, all of them was corrupted. Clinton was corrupted. Found out Obama was corrupted. But the more and more, it was like sprinkled out. Like you got these secret society ones or private ones that connects with these elite families, more like government mafia, if you want to call it. That's what they were pretty much put themselves as, government mafia. And they was doing all these voodoo, black magic, cursory spells. Say like if you got your hemoglobin, like I was saying, they was tampering with your DNA, your spit, your saliva. Say like you get sick, all that stuff, they ain't throwing it away. They using it. They entering everybody's biogenetic code information in these data banks. Anybody that shows they got a certain bloodline that they looking for, or something they trying to gain something from, or something that's going to help their technology be able to be activated, or something they're going to think they're going to be able to use against you to gain for themselves, because these people are not royal bloodline. They are copycats, or they're piggybacking off the real royal bloodline, just like I found out what they did to my DNA. If you understand and you Illuminati, and you coming for like Katy Perry and all you other ones just waking up out that matrix, just like Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill called me, baby. I know what they did to your voice. Remember how beautiful your voice is? And you, that's those microchips, sweetie. If I get help from anybody who knows, who's been an Illuminati, who's a victim of it, but y'all signed contracts, I never did. But I know a way around that. So contact me, because I'm here. I know what my grandfather and other military sources told me what to do to help deactivate the crap that they put in us. But every time I'm trying to get to a hospital, because the hospitals get kickbacks from these state governments, city, state, local, federal, international, global governments, basically they'll make you seem delusional, or they'll make you seem psychotic. They'll find a way to ruin your reputation, but they'll find a way to put more liquid angels in you. Basically, every time you trying to go get it out because you pretty much gonna die, they're like, you come in here, we gonna put some more shit in you. Basically, they're scaring you. I had to say this now because, and excuse me, and I'm using SHYT because, see, with my heaven, y'all gonna terminate this project off every innocent victim y'all put this through. And I'm here to get justice for the murder of my grandparents, Leonard Johnson. Now, more and more that I'm here and people don't understand, I'm getting zapped, zoded. If you have you ever been hit by a taser before? Literally. Have someone ever, or you touch something that shocked the crap out of you, or put your finger in the socket when you was a kid? Imagine a whole bunch of microchips in your body, or something that's hitting off your nervous system to make you feel like you're getting zapped wirelessly by some type of wireless taser. That's what electromagnetic pulse weaponry is. It was supposed to be used against terrorists in other countries during war. They've been zapping the crap out of us humans through those grid towers and telecommunication poles and that Stingray box that's hacking you. You wonder, like, how the heck? I just changed my phone number 4 times. How did they get the new number and I didn't even give it out yet? I just bought me 3 new computers. The company, like, we didn't give you 3 computers. It's obviously a government hack. We ain't give you no more. I mean, this is when the government is acting like the terrorists. What do you do with that type of tyranny actions? Well, that's what I did with my Supreme Common Law methods. I served them. I mean, if you could see me and everybody know, and you could go Google my name, TAMIKASUTTLES. Go look at all my beautiful pictures throughout Facebook or whatever pages that didn't get closed. I am a pretty, beautiful woman that's been hit with every technology you ever want to think under the sun that they thought was going to break me down, gag order me, shut me up. But I ain't no Illuminati. I didn't sign no contract. I'm just that God DNA you summon when you did those rituals that say, I'm in your face. Now I'm finna expose you for what you did murdering my grandparents. Now I'm finna expose you for the talent you stole from me. Because the definition of ghost writers is this technology. Say like you in the shower singing. These microchips right here that's right by your vocal, they already sending your lyrics to somebody else, another artist that signs a contract that they can control, and they selling your talent. Say like you artist and you drawing, and there's certain ones that they'll tell you, like certain ones that could have shifted throughout the body, whether they put it through your belly button, whether they put it through the back of your nape area, whether they put it in your heart, wherever they can put it, they shift, they're acoustic, and they bloodstream, they flows through your bloodstream. So Google bloodstream microchips in human bodies, Google acoustic microchips in human bodies, Google optical nerve microchips in human bodies, Google synthetic telepathy that the Pentagon and the Army was working on, Google silent talk that the Pentagon and DARPA and NASA and everybody's working on, Google MK Ultra's old project and new projects. Google all the patents of microchips they still trying to pass to put in humans, but other ones they were saying they was putting them in animals, but they were still putting in humans, whether it's to, check out your memory. So like if you went in a coma, or for those Stephen Hawkins, remember Stephen Hawkins who winked and he was talking hi people with his nervous system to these computers. You know who half of the research they was able to do that through off the body? Mine. A lot of those projects, they didn't say I'm that anonymous or that baby 1234567 ID number that they kept having their research projects illegally done off of me without consent. I am not happy to be that, but it is what it is. And when I felt certain things activate from some things I wish I had someone fighting for me as a kid, more like my grandparents did. But back then, it was the gag orders were serious. It was hard to get everything publicly known. The whistleblowers was getting more either locked up or threatened or killed. We had to wait for the shift for it to come out. So Julian Assange, Eric Snowden, Chelsea Manning, WikiLeaks, everybody that I'm thinking of, Ted Gunderson, RIP, William Binney, and the other ones, I am looking for you as a witness, and I will pay for the witness expertise information when this lawsuit finished being done. It's done through a common law methods, but I need someone with me, because as I'm trying to go to these military places and the places that's illegally doing this to me, they keep threatening me and trying to lock me up or throw me in a mental health hospital or threaten me with more illegal detainment and false imprisonment. They stopped me from able to get my private investigator license because my BCA records show all those illegal acts with no judge signatures, criminal complaints, and they ruined me to the point where that's why I called them out on their surety bonds, professional liability insurance. They're operating in de facto, meaning you're supposed to have your oath and affirmations. Affirmations are oath, meaning you swearing that you're going to so help you God do your job with neutral, unbiased intent. And then on top of that, you're going to have that oath and office bond. if you hurt somebody, that bond is supposed to pay for the damages, part of the 57424 for Minnesota, but they label them as different statute numbers in other states, but it's still the same purpose. Then your surety bonds, whether you're in a municipal, whether you're a clerk, what parts of the government, what part of public official office you is, that's supposed to cover your duty requirements to be able to administer and enforce laws on others of the public to be able to adhere to. So if you forcing to make others follow proper protocols and procedures that you putting out through these statutes, codes, regulations, rules, ordinances, then we have a right to challenge you back and hold you accountable to the same stuff you enforced on us. And that's what I invoke back at you. And that's what all those lawsuit affidavits that were uncontested, unrefuted, and unrebutted, and stand the truth, the fact, and all law. And I'm choosing common law jurisdiction that supersedes all y'all corporate jurisdiction. Either you honor it or you get out of office. You wager your surety bonds, your professional liability insurance, your oath in office bonds, and everything else is the collateral to cover the damages under the 42 USC 1983 Act and under the 574.24 of the Minnesota Revisers of Statutes. So I'm calling y'all out on this. This is my public service and announcement for today. I'm going to put in one more part. It's going to be a little chopped up here and there, but she's going to help me be able to time the segments. But I'm serving this as is to the Supreme Courts. Now you see what I had to do to get my public announcements out through the TV. I had to come to TV production training because as a mother, me and my children kept getting attacked. I had to wait till 2 of them was old enough to defend for themselves, and 1 was with grandpa. So as a mother's love, my kids tell me they need me. I'm going to do everything I can to get us safe, and that's what I'm here doing now. Cease and desist affidavits have already been placed on all of these sectors. Letter of intent to locate $42.7 billion in assets have already been inserted on y'all sectors. Also, a permanent restraining order and protection order have been inserted to all you law enforcement, all you militaries, all you streets, neighbors, bikers, all you other setup snitches and informants they was using against me, all you Illuminati and the other ones that set me up, because y'all need to tell the truth. Some of y'all DNA are not authentic DNA of who y'all channeled and summoned, and you did it bogusly through black magic. And that's why y'all damned and cursed throughout the Illuminati, just to let you know. So that 5G virtual holographic stunt y'all pulled when the poles were shifting, and y'all had hit everybody with those EMPs, and then on top of that, using those high-tech stingrays that draws a lot of power, cell-simulated tire hack boxes, along with all the people that had projects, and especially me being the #1 with a lot of stuff that I didn't dawn on me. I got a neural mesh in my brain, which happened in 2017. You know what a neural mesh is? Google neural mesh. That's military, high-tech stuff. Nanotechnology, nanobots, smart does, microchips. Google it. You'll find out what they put in me from head to toe. Here's the scar right here. You see it? Yeah, that's them doing that. That's I call it the Queen Latifah scar, but it's actually they put some microchips in your butt to try to MK Ultra you scar. And they put one in the back of my nape area, in my heart. They call them crucifixion implants by Armageddon software. Google it. They put one over my ovary, cesarean cut for my son. And then I got some type of GPS pyramid Air 51 plate in my ankle. So they pretty much try to drain the galaxy and the God and all the DNA genetics up out of me through some weird procedure, through a lot of technology of these humans and extraterrestrial and aliens that they've been not telling the truth about in Earth core. So if you people been feeling like something poking you, your computer's acting up, things you can't explain, the government hanging up, these people that pretty much made it to where they can attack you through anything, through your computer, through your cell phone, through anything. And they're more in a plasmic type of format. So you the main way to understand how to undo what they did, Google crucifixion implants, Google Armageddon software. And then if you know about the 3rd to 4th dimension portals and realms, If you know about your soul, what happens when your body goes away, but your soul leaves the body, you know what I'm saying, like you die. Their soul is harvesting through these plasma inserts, but yet it's harvesting through this technology that they've been working on and mimicking and altering and not telling everybody the truth about. I'm not scared to say this no more because my grandfather and my grandmother, my uncle was murdered for it. And now that I know they've been tampering with it in my body and I got the telltale signs of it, and every time I go to the hospital to try to get it out and they threaten to arrest me or threaten to put me in a mental health hospital, that let me know they knew exactly what they were up to and doing. These people experimented on me and used me majority of my life, but now my son is suffering. Now some things is happening to people that are whistleblowers in my family that's like, you know what, mom, I'm like, no, I won't let you suffer like I did this 38 years. So for the Illuminati and for all you people that know, yes, they are raping children. Yes, they did kill a lot of them. Yes, a lot of them, they made it to where certain things can illegally host off your body or try to drain off your DNA, your energy, your plasma. So if you know about that, this is a lot of stuff that you got to get those classified files unclassified and the truth will come out to you. I'm doing this now. I'm finna put these last two to this because I got to serve this to the Supreme Court. So for the Supreme Court, this is Tamika Suttles, 12780, Gary, Indiana. I am original Illuminati rape baby from the 1980s time frame. I was raped with high-tech technology from the universities of Indiana, universities in other Minnesota throughout 38 years of my life. I am the one they violated with their December 21st, 2017 executive order. I am the one that these people are hosting and the things that are all these treaties and the names and that was classified stuff, the deep state and everybody was covering up. They did something real bogus to my DNA. And I am the one who followed everybody's rules, got screwed up, false prisoners, illegally detained until I had to become an investigator more and more from what the military trained me as a kid to expose this when the time is right, but to hold the ones in an authority of law abusing the color of law authority, color of law abusing authority of law, however y'all put it through the 42 USC 1983. I researched it, exercised it, and enforced it back. The 574.24, which is wagering a surety bond and surety bonds, I wagered it back to the ones who cost me over 10 plus years of not being able to work, get housing, or get anything. It's enough they stole my taxes. They made it to where it won't come off my record. And they keep pulling political favor moves. So I'm calling everybody out on that 57424 Minnesota Revised Statute and any other statute number from any other part of the states that had an involvement in that to assert it the same way. And also 42 USC 1983. And the fact that the way that they did it to do some illegal rituals, political game moves, Illuminati, and some other stuff of initiations they was doing. I'm also invoking 18 USC 241, 242, which carry life and death sentences for the authority abusers. Now, whether y'all are city, state, local, federal, international, global, corporate fiduciary entities doing business as corporate fiduciary entities, which you have stockholders, shares, donors, and investors that are for foreign interests that traces to the Federal Reserve Bank, which is a private foreign interest bank. The Department of Treasury is federal and also registers to the private foreign interest banks. As far as the International Monetary Fund, that traces back to the foreign international banks. The Bank of International Settlements also traces back to the foreign international doing business, and also same with world banks and these elite families. So basically, y'all wagered the slavery of the American people to the British royal families of over there in Europe. And then y'all register yourself as foreign entities, claiming that y'all get immunity under the 11th Amendment, far as you can force and kill and rob and steal and do all this stuff to the American people, put us through dead prison without telling us the truth, which is Unfair Deceptive Practices Act that I've been forced on y'all. I think it's 1545, 15 USC 45A, the Unfair and Deceptive Practices Act, and there's so many more that I enforced and invoked throughout these affidavits. You guys are put on notice. I am starting the seizure process. I did put out a cease and desist order. Please stand down from all illegal detainment. Please stand down from all illegal false imprisonment, technology attacks, harassment. And I need the access to what I need to do to undo these projects y'all put in my body. Since the hospitals I go to, someone keep calling and having them threaten to lock me up or administer more neuroleptics of Haldol that links me further to these projects, knowing I'm allergic. I am here in the process of serving y'all at, you could check out Government Access Channel 16, which is aired at the Minneapolis Telecommunications Statements for my public announcements and legal notices. You can also check at the Insight News that's on 18th and Bryant in North Minneapolis for the archives of my January 14th, 2019 public notice, and also my January 21st, 2019 public service announcement notice and legal notice. And also you could check all the way even back in 2017 with Inside News and Northwest Indiana Times News of all publications of free woman status, public announcements and legal notice. Other publications I had to post through affidavit lawsuit. Check out all civil federal case numbers throughout Minnesota, and then the 8th Circuit with Judge J. Riley. Case numbers 14 CR 368, 15 CV 3152, 15 CV 3373, 15 CV, I think they closed that one case. It was something they was being sneaky about. But yes, 14 CR 368, 15 CV 3152, 15 CV 3373, 17 CV 4066 is the one I really want you to check out. 17 CV 4066 and 18 1192. That's at the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals. These will be at the link below, but I am here servicing y'all with this full public announcement. Now, there's going to be 2 segments, so this is going to be about a little over an hour because I have to chop it up the best of my abilities. This is me hurrying up to send this to the Supreme Court because I had to make a lot of documentations and get some things notarized. So, cease and desist, close, fully nullify all records on housing, probate, civil, credit, you name it, from all people that illegally wagered me, because now you've been wagered and I'm coming after the same things you illegally forced on me. I'm forcing legally because I'm following all proper protocols and measures that I had to investigate to make sure I can hold you accountable for what you illegally did to me. I'm doing it legally back to you. You are in violation of affirmations of oath. So I'm making you affirm your oath before you come near me. And I need those bonds because you already caused liability, damages, and harm under those statutes I called you on. I need you to oath and office bond because I can wager collateral that you owe me for damages you caused. Also, I need your surety bonds, whether you're in the municipal section or whatever other section, and you better tell your shareholders because they owe too. And then also your professional liability insurance that you require anybody to have through UCC operating commercial. I'm holding y'all accountable. Since y'all stopping me from employment, housing, health care, health, and life, liberty, and justice under the Magna Carta, under the Constitution, under my unalienable birthrights that I'm asserting, invoking, and enforcing to claim, I am now putting y'all on the hot seat to be exposed, to be fully held accountable, and I'm bringing in my side of the chapter back to the universal supreme common law jurisdictions that supersedes all corporate jurisdictions, because everything is back to the supreme laws of the lands, waters, and everything else that you can't use admiralty or other legalese and verbiage to screw people over. I am serving this here today. Excuse me for the unprofessionalism, but for all you that need to know, now you know. And if you ever want to need to know anything else, just follow UC7 Private Investigations at the Minneapolis Telecommunications Studios, and you'll see me go from a technology and attacked cocoon shell, because it ain't easy whistleblowing against the government. They attack you every day. So you send me a lot hurt right now, to a beautiful butterfly that's able to make sure we hold all the people accountable, operating in commerce, administering laws on others, and enforcing some stuff that they illegally did to us to happen back to when we're enforcing it back. So I'm here to get justice for the ones who legally did this and linked their DNA through mine to undo it. So that's why my affidavit is pretty much holding them accountable from what they stole from me from 38 years. And then we can all come back to the township people and figure out better solutions. But the ones responsible shall be held accountable by many ways. Punishment, figuring out how to unlink them from us, how they did it, jail time, and public trials, whatever we need to get this stopped from every format. So this is Tamika with UC7 Private Investigations signing out to the next day. Thank you for listening to my segment, this series, and I'm getting jabbed by certain technology right now, so you have to excuse me how many times I had to retake it. It's not easy when they technology attacking you and doing this. So thank you for understanding my bloopers and the health. You see, I just got out. I've been in and out the hospital. They won't do what they're supposed to do. They keep you see my throat. You see it's swollen right there. That's the chip right there. So they rather see me die and try to keep their research projects going versus worry about the safety. They force these projects on somebody. It's time to hold them accountable. So thank y'all for understanding my bloopers and what's going on. And this is the truth and fact in every law. And there's permanent protection or restraining order from all medical fields, hospitals, government centers, governments, law enforcement, military, streets, and all the other ones that played involvement in this, Illuminati. There's some restraining orders in place till I figure out and get to who and what and how and why of all the ones I already know who's guilty, but I know there's some more in there that ain't right. So I'm here letting y'all know, stay away from me and my family. Cease and desist letters and affidavits are in full effect. The restraining order protection are in full effect. The letters of intent to locate assets you owe me and securities you owe me for that $42.7 billion are in full effect, and there's many more in full effect. So check out my legal public notices on newspaper. Check out my television public notices and acknowledgments on Channel 16, Government Access Channel, Minneapolis Telecommunication Network Station. And also check out case number 17 CV 4066 at the center, but you cannot copy or clone it. This is something about what happened to me. This is copyright and trademark through affidavit. And also check out 18-1192 with the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals. Then you'll understand why I'm saying it's time for the gods to rise. So I'm going to leave y'all with a few minute segment of showing y'all who I am and why I'm here. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm having trouble breathing right now, just like my son was too. They do this on purpose. So they mad. They exposed. These people tried to do some morphing in the alien. So if you find out Evans connected to case number 17 CV, 17020877. It's a Crystal Police case number. These Evans is the ones who set me up, and I'm finna explain further because I got a lot of reports. There's other neighbors telling me this, and now I'm saying it's time for them to go to jail. And this is what I'm gonna leave y'all with, a part of my music to remember. This is mine. So if they come out with it as I'm tweaking, this is just me starting. Now you know who been ghost riding off who. My voice may sound raspy, but look at this chip. You see it? You see it? Look, you see it right there? See it? That's a microchip. That's one that's like, even the military guy that came, the cop guy, he was like, what the fuck? Why does that feel like a silicone? It's right here. It's a big metal. It's like, yeah, you see it now? You see it? It hurts. So excuse my raspy voice. These microchips already come out, but they've been stealing from my talent for years. So I'm calling all the true messiahs, true prophets, true angels, messengers, words, disciples of UC7 family. It's time for us to rise, calling all of God's. This is Tamika with UC7 Private Investigations. Thank you for understanding. a little bit about me working about making sure my segment goes okay. And I'm in training, so please forget the bloopers. Thank you, and God bless me and my family and those who start to step up and make this right. Amen. So now I'm calling all the guys because it's time to rise. So this is something I'm going to end this way. Now, that's me. Good night. Have a good night, everybody. I'll probably end up taking off one of those segments of whatever's needed or putting them all in. But this is me finishing this to the Supreme Court as is, the way it is, to show y'all, after being a technology attack the way I had to this long, and the fact that other people has hindered me from advancing from a lot of other things. And now you can see why my voice is messed up, because you see that chip is swollen. You see it? Look at that right here. It's like a lump, like right here. You see it? Look. That's a chip. So feel like you got strep throat 24/7. But thank y'all. This is me signing up. The Evans, the Williams, the Fishers, I have the 1,300 member list. They are responsible for this. And I'm going to make sure their family and them go down to prison for all of this. So they set people up. They did voodoo with my period blood and drunk it. And now it's time for me to expose them. So I'm going to leave it there. Tamika UC7 signing out. But yeah, wait till I bring the rest of the facts and I can get on LinkedIn. All right, take it easy. So yeah, this is Studio C signing out. Y'all see it too. Look at all that swollen. Look, you can feel it. Look. See it? Look. That's creepy, ain't it? When you see a microchip moving like that, that's like a big old block under my chin. And now y'all know what I've been going through. So thank y'all for listening to my episode. This is for 40 minutes. And so it's going to be like an hour and 15-hour, 30-minute segments. I'm going to try to chop it up to put the best of the best. But thank you for listening to my segment. And y'all stay blessed, fighting this battle with me for all the victims. And I will get justice for you grandparents and my family in Indiana at Virginia Street that was murdered in 2002. And I'm getting justice for me too. Now y'all know what that lawsuit is about. And the ones that is unaccounted for, if you see them in the future, trust me, you'll know 'em. They ain't morphing. They ain't getting none of that. Take them out on sight. That's what you're going to have to. And that's what I'm here to shut them down from them doing this to our DNA. So I'll let y'all know. Treat them as the threat they is. Because once they do that and they do voodoo with your period blood, it's like they're trying to possess you, but then they also trying to mess up something else with you. So treat them as the threat they became when they illegally did that to you. This and I'm learning to do the same. So don't let no one take your blood from the hospitals and nobody else no more. If y'all need help, contact me at 763-951-9882. I know what to do to get all this stuff out. I just got to make sure the ones that did this to us don't get, a chance to do this again, just to let you know. So I just wanted to give you the heads up. Just ask William Benny. Ask all the people that was working at the SES Corporation. Ask some of these real Illuminati celebrities like Lauryn Hill and all the other ones that didn't join. Literally ask them what happened, and they'll tell you all the truth. For one, they make people do some type of blood stuff. For two, they do illegal stuff with people's blood. For three, they're ghostwriters, so they're stealing majority of other people's talent. For four, they piggyback off your nervous system. For five, it was something they exchanged for technology. I mean, the list goes on. So now y'all got a military family member putting, while she was so quiet, secluded, why I never really talked up to 4th Street, or I was just being goofy and myself, had fun, and didn't like to talk about it because this is something you don't normally come out to the public with. But it's time to, because my health is getting bad. These chips are malfunctioning, and I refuse to let them repeat again over and over again what they did to me as a baby. Now they're trying to do my son. So all the extraterrestrial alien species, Area 51, Pyramid, all you other government sources that keep lying about those Illuminati, half you ain't the real lie. You traded technology. And you piggybacking off the true descendant, ancient Kemet goddesses and gods, messiahs and prophets. And I got more God particle DNA, me the majority of y'all. And the ones that did this to me and allowed these Evans with diseases, Williams Fishers, because they last name on that 1,300 member list, do this to me because they snitches and informants and prostitutes and drug and trappers. Y'all being held responsible. Better have a risk program information and everything else, because the fact I heard all them families, their young ones playing on that high-tech software, y'all are put on notice. Court trials coming to you that you can't stop. This is Tamika, UC7, Private Investigation, bringing you public trials to the streets, to the way it was of the common law jurisdictionable methods, when you got corporate entities, fiduciary entities, and court system, judicial, executive, legislative, giving illegal laws they ain't following themselves, or you make them held accountable to those laws they enforcing on you. You force it back on them because they're more liable to be held accountable than the public is. So learn your laws. UC7 Private Investigations. Signing out to the next corresponding. Everybody, good night. Now you can see, look. See it? It's moving lopsided. So now y'all see the truth. Yeah, they legally experiment on me. I'm one of those military experimental kids that now I have to come forward because my health is getting sick. I can sing, I can rap. When you got something doing stuff and messing with you with high-grade technology, let's see how your vocals and everything come across. So this Tamika using self-production recording right now. But I improve over time. So thank y'all for watching me do this TV training. Everybody have a good night. And talk to y'all soon. Take it easy. But this is for the Supreme Court. Now you know who I be. And trust me, I ain't get to break down everything because it's too much. That's like 38 years to break down under an hour segment. So sometimes I had to repeat myself. But I'm doing this because January 14, 2019, Inside News, public notice, which is in Minnesota. January 21st, 2019, newspaper public notice, Inside News. Check out Northwest Indiana Times because they're going to be doing a public service announcement. And check out the Supreme Court, also referencing to case number 17 CV 4066 and 8th Circuit 181192. And this is me servicing y'all on Channel 16 Government Access Channel at the Minneapolis Telecommunication Network Station. Everybody be safe and stay blessed.